Hey, folks, just a friendly reminder that all shows on the Madness Comic Network are produced by their individual hosts and in no way reflect the opinions of the network as a whole. The statements in the following broadcast are not necessarily the opinions of the Madness Comic Network, its staff, sponsors, or contributors. This show is rated TVMA, as are all of them and all those other letters. Viewer discretion is highly advised. And, just do what Doc says. Read that again. Peace, everybody.
News reporter Ellie Brock from WDED Channel 13. Are you okay?
I'm okay.
I don't have anything for this.
All right. I just needed a couple extra minutes there to do some sharing, but it's me, Laurie Calcaterra, and what day is it? It's freaking Wednesday night, people, and we are live again. Woo! I've been drinking coffee all day, so I'm over caffeinated and I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. And what do we have for you tonight? Well, we have a freaking launch party because I love those. So we are launching Biblical Proportions tonight in about 18 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and bring on Mr. Joe Spicer, the man of the hour. Hello, sir. How are you this evening?
Thanks, Laura, for having me.
Yeah.
I'm doing good.
Are you excited? Are you nervous?
I am. I'm hoping we have a successful launch. Got a lot of indie creators in this book. It's just like a party of all the friends that I know that create comics, and it's in one big story. This is issue 2.
Nice.
Issue 1's available as well for people who don't have it.
Well, let's do this. We always take the tour of the campaign before we launch it. If you want to put that present up for me, I'll stick it on the screen and we can just dive right into it because 30 minutes, we got to push that button. Okay. So I want to see all the goodies. It's there.
Oh, share.
There it is. There you go, everybody.
Okay. I can play the video first if you want.
Yeah, play the video, make it big. Do the thing.
Okay.
Woo! Very nice. Very nice. Lots of good graphics.
Yeah,
John
I love that.
Westhoff, if you're still watching, there's a nice video, right? We were just talking about videos and how much they're the bane of our existence as a creator, right? It's like,
It is. Why is that?
because people
Making
don't
them, or
watch them.
oh, they
Like,
don't.
you spend all
Okay.
this time putting a video
Yeah,
together, and people are
you
like, "We
spent a
watched
lot of
3
time
seconds."
making
And that's it.
yours.
What's that?
You spent a lot of time making yours.
I know people do watch mine, but I feel like as a whole, when you put your heart and soul into videos, people are like, "That's great, scroll."
Oh, see, I mean, back in the day, if you didn't have a video, I mean, nobody was going to even go to your page.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, so I've been doing comics and feel free to wrangle me back in line if I divert.
No, go on. Tell everybody who you are and what we're
I,
doing.
I've been doing comics for 25 years and independently, and before Kickstarter or crowdfunding was a thing, you would just go and pay a printer an astronomical amount of money, and
Yeah.
and then you would have all these comics that you had to sell at conventions or stores or wherever you could. That
Yep.
was even before you could. Websites were very janky. When you would make your own. Now there's so many tools available that you can make cool websites and stores,
So what
storefronts,
what
and
year did you start making comics then?
what was it like? And it was like, okay, so my first book, I remember because I'm picturing the cover, and I remember what it says at the bottom is 1998.
So you were 12 when you started printing
No, I
comics?
wasn't 12.
I
Yeah.
feel like you're younger than I am. I don't know.
No, I'm 47.
Okay, you are
Yeah.
older than I am, but not by much.
And yeah, I mean, we were doing comics out of Kinko's,
Yeah.
and
Yep.
to save money, and we did some big printers too, and then we had way too many books that we couldn't move. And
Yeah.
we were cutting out Zipatone and putting them on Bristol board, and using my friend's mom's computer to type out the word balloons. And it's come so far now, so
Oh,
people are like,
man.
I'm like, oh no, I don't want to show you those old comics. That was before
Yeah,
we had
that's
the
funny.
technology.
But that's so nostalgic, Joe, to go back
Yeah,
and look at like where you came from to where technology
exactly.
kind of, like you said, the tools have all changed.
Yeah,
It's interesting to me when people like yourself and some of these other guys that have been doing indie comics for like 15 years, and it's like you have seen everything change.
that's right.
So, all right, take us for a tour.
For sure.
We got some nice interior pages.
Yeah. So some of these pages are from issue 1, which is also
Yes.
available. Now I just want to tell everyone the book is done. Issue 2 is done. It's colored. It's at the printer right now.
Wow.
So they're just waiting for me to, tell them how many to send out, and they'll send it out within the week. So this is a page from issue 1. So it's where the president goes missing from this. Basically, it's like an incursion that's happening between all the indie multiverse. So everyone from my company, Starcross Comics. So we have 15, 14, 15 creators,
Oh my gosh.
and most of their characters are in this issue or this series. It's a mini series. It's going to be 4 issues long. This is issue 2. And but we also have characters from other indie books that people might be familiar with, who are being sucked into this
Mm-hmm.
kind of incursion, for lack of a better word. But basically, this Nephilim was genetically resurrected from the ancient past. He gets free. He ends up getting this weapon of his, which is embedded in this ancient cave called the Whirlpool, and he dislodges it, which then upsets all the dimensions. And he is going to do something, which is a mystery, and he's going to do something which involves opening up. I don't want to say, but opening up this rift. But in doing so, he's opening up rifts in other worlds, which then draw
Oh,
other heroes from other books. So this
was
event
that unintentional? He had an idea of what he was doing and didn't realize he was like ripping holes in all these universes.
um
Or did he know and do it anyway?
Yeah. What he wants to do is going to happen at the early on in issue 3. So issue
Okay.
1, it's just craziness, and issue 2 is you're finding out what the heck's going on. And issue 3, the plan's going to execute, and then an even bigger thing is going to happen. And then issue 4, it's all going to come together in like a crazy, epic, like Infinity War type of deal. But yeah, this is that
Sounds
part
crazy,
where
Joe.
this is the whirlpool here, and this is people didn't even know that was in there. It's kind of like this cork, and when he pulls his mace out, it
Mm.
actually drains the pool, which then upsets the balance of everything. It's
Dun, dun,
32.
dun.
Issue 2 is 32 pages.
Okay, the big boy.
Yep. And here's some of the characters who come in. There's more than this, but this is some of the characters.
How
Um,
how are you okay. 14 story like other projects all combined into one. Do you have one artist that's drawing other people's properties, or are those artists involved? Or
mhm.
like this just sounds like a
Yeah.
networking nightmare to me. Like how do you put all this together, man?
So I would say I'm very faithful to everyone's characters. So these are people that I am friends with or that I've become friends with, and I have read their books. And my intention is to make sure all their characters stay true to their book, how their book is portrayed, their characters, and how their characters portrayed here, like a seamless transition.
Mhm.
Where someone might take someone's property and say, I'm going to do my own thing and I'm going to make it look like this and that. I'm trying to not do that. Like, I made sure to use the same color palettes that they use in their books so their characters look the same. I tried to make sure they talk like they do in their comics, that they look like they do. And because my intention is for the creator to go, oh, I love this.
Mhm.
They portrayed my character great, as opposed to I'm just going to do whatever I want with your characters, because then they'll lose their trust, and that's not my goal anyways.
Right. Was there an approval process? Like when you're doing pages to
Yeah,
be like, you're sending them to
right,
that creator and be like, are you cool with this man?
right. So obviously the ones that I was close with was easy, and the other ones where
Mhm.
I asked if they wanted to, I had to kind of explain, what I mean, you know, and then once they understood, they said, oh, okay. And then what I did, not that they asked, but when the pages with their characters were finished, I would send it to them. I'd say, hey, check this out. And then they'd always just go, oh, that looks great.
Yeah.
And then when I wrote their scenes, I sent it. I said, "Hey, what do you think of this?" And they're like, "Oh, that's cool." Nobody ever had a problem. So I think we nailed it
Oh,
every
okay, yeah,
time.
I would
Nobody was
say
like,
so. Just
"Absolutely
nobody
not. My
pushed
character
back,
would never do that."
right?
Yeah,
Alright,
I
show
mean,
us
and
more
there's
of the
characters getting
page.
blasted, getting knocked down, and and I, you
Yeah.
know, just for the drama, of the storyline. So this is a scene where
Wow, look at
it's
that,
like the
man.
downtime. So this is an interdimensional tavern that
Mhm.
can pass between worlds. So this is where they're getting like the information on what is going on and what do they need to do to stop this. So
Mhm.
it was a cool way of doing a splash page to show all the characters gathered around.
Yeah.
Some of these characters are actually characters from the issue 1 campaign where they paid to have their character featured in the next issue, and I have
That's
that
cool.
available again this time.
That's gonna be cool.
So
Okay.
I do follow through on that. So again, I'm the creator. I came up with the concept, the plot, and everything. I wrote the first issue. Now the second issue, I was getting a little overwhelmed, but luckily, our one of our
Yeah.
best writers, Evan David, he's like, I can do it. I'll take care of it. And he went and wrote the issue 2, 3, and 4 just all
Oh,
together, and he didn't sweat it at all. And he was able to
I
pace it and everything.
I
Um,
get that too because, a lot of times I'm like, "Well, I can write this one, but I
yeah,
wanna" it's like you're foreshadowing what's happening in the future, so it's like, "I'm not gonna stop here."
exactly. And Brian Dawson did the art. He did the art for the first issue, and he's
Beautiful.
doing the art for this issue, and then I did the coloring, and Evan also did the lettering, and I did any other graphic work that needed to be done.
Nice.
So like this is an example of characters from the from Apogee Comics.
Mm-hmm.
So then you see the Apogee universe. So this is what's happening in their world. And then some of Nick Garber's characters from Apogee Comics are discussing what the heck's going on. So what the pattern is, you show the characters in their world witnessing this, and then later on, now they're in the action, they're in the storyline now, because you got to witness them on their end, and now they're in the biblical proportions storyline, and fighting in the battle.
The biblical vacuum pulls them
Yeah,
into the story.
something like that. Yeah, I came up with that title back when I was in high school, and was going to be the name of my my first story, but then it ended up getting pushed to the back burner, and I came up with a different title for that. So that title was always just sitting there. I always wanted to do something with it, and I love crossovers. So that's how this developed, and ending up being a big crossover. And I'm like, oh, well, that would be perfect for a big epic crossover. That's what I want to do. And that's how I ended up using that. So this is issue 1 and 2, the covers.
When did you do issue 1? Because I'm having deja vu, so I must have looked at this when it was issue 1 was campaigning.
I have issue 1 here. Let's see. This is the chromium one. So
ooh, I know. I can't wait to
see that. But anyway,
cool.
I don't. Let me see. I have the date here. I don't know. It was a few years back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe not. I thought I saw. I don't know. I'm just having
Yeah.
it's a glitch in the matrix.
Well, we have about 35 different titles that are always running.
Yeah.
And so like I'll be working on my other projects. I have different team ups. I have different, single storylines and different projects. So then I'll get back to different books,
Yes.
So it's always something coming out. So when I can get back to biblical proportions, and Evan was lucky able to make it 4 issues. I would have had to make it like 6, but he was able to contain all the storyline in 4. I'm like, good, because I'll probably be completely exhausted by issue 4.
Oh, I can just
because
imagine.
there's more characters coming in.
That's what I mean. Like I can just imagine with all the different properties that you're trying to include. That's insane.
Exactly. So those are the covers. And so here's some of the different companies. So obviously Star-Crossed Comics, so Apogee Comics, which I mentioned, Arrow Comics, Aspire Comics, Alpha Dog Comics, About Time Comics, Tornado Comics, Mask and Cape Comics, Antarctic Press, and there's some other comic characters that aren't necessarily like more known publishers. So these were the main ones that I just put in.
Yeah.
And there's more coming, which I haven't added to that.
Before you do the add-on, show us the reward tiers, so people can get their idea, start building their idea of what they want to back.
Okay. So now the digital comic, so that's $5 for the second issue.
Nice.
And then you get the printed copy for 10, and let's see. Then you also get the digital with that. There's a variant cover for 10 also, and you get the digital with that also. Then there's the catch-up. This is the one I recommend if you definitely don't have the first issue. I mean, that's a no-brainer.
Right.
I mean, you have to offer that. So I would say for people who don't already have it, to get the 1-2 punch, and that'll also come with the digital.
Right. Nice.
And I also threw in the digital bundle, which is an add-on. The digital bundle is our Star-Crossed Team Up, our Star-Crossed United 1 and 2. So and Biblical Proportions 1 and 2. That'll help like flesh out a lot of the world, a lot of the characters. So that'll help a lot. So I threw that in as well. We call it
generous and throwing in free stuff for you.
We call it Bib Pro for short. So
yeah,
it's kind of a tongue twister to say really fast.
That's funny.
I threw in a
Chrome.
chrome cover because I
So
like those.
shiny.
And my printer makes some awesome chrome covers, but I didn't know how to make a chrome cover
Yeah.
graphics, so I threw some sparkles on it.
I know that was like that's the nice
Yeah.
touch.
Yeah, yeah,
It
yeah.
has to be sparkly.
And
Extra
again, that'll
sparkly.
come with the digital bundle and the
How much is
digital
the chrome
edition.
cover?
I'm sorry, yeah, is $20.
$20? Oh my
Yeah,
god.
yeah. But you also get the digital bundle, which
No,
is
that I'm saying that's
oh yeah, it's good.
inexpensive.
Yeah.
I'm not oh my god because it's too expensive. And it's oh my god because I was expecting it to
Right,
be at least $50.
right. I know how much things cost. I know how much I pay. I know how much shipping is because I got my little shipping center here,
Yeah.
and I know what it totals. So I try not to, jack it up. I mean, I
Yeah.
guess you could go up to shipping and handling. You got drive, post office, drop stuff off, but yeah, I mean, a lot of people, they want them, but they don't want to go broke.
Yeah, especially
Yeah.
right now.
Now, I normally don't. I normally wasn't doing these multiples, but
Yeah.
people have been requesting it a lot. So
Yeah,
this
for like a
this was
comic book
more,
store.
yeah, this was
Yes.
more of a outcry from people asking me to add this tier. So I said, okay, I'll put it there. So it's $50 for 10. It sounds like a lot, but it's actually not for all those books.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I feel you.
So
I have a wholesale tier as well. I had some
yeah,
people get the wholesale tier that I know don't have a store, and I was like, "Why did you sign up for 21 copies
yeah.
of my comic?"
Exactly. Yeah, people want it for the characters that are appearing and things like that, maybe for conventions or something, you know.
Yeah.
Um, and that comes with
Resell.
the
eBay?
with the oh yeah. Yeah.
Selling you on
Yeah.
eBay, jerks.
I remember I seen my comic once in a resale bookstore and I thought it was cool.
Yeah, you're like, "Hey." I know, I feel like if I ever saw that, I'd be like, I finally made it.
Exactly.
Someone felt like my comic was worth money and they sold it,
Exactly.
so
Exactly.
right?
And then the big tier is your
Ooh.
character in issue 3, which would be the next issue. And
How do
again,
you
like I
feel
mentioned,
about
mhm,
undead bears?
yeah, I mean we have a corn dog in issue 1.
You have a corn dog?
Yeah. Yep, he's alive.
Someone has a corn dog character? That's
Yep.
funny.
Yep. So, and like somebody asked to have them drawn, like them themselves in there. And I was used to them saying, "Oh, I want my character in
Yeah,
the book." And then when they said, "No, it's just me." I'm like, "Oh, okay."
a drawing tier,
So
yeah.
I'm going to have to, put some normal humans in a scene and then
Create
put
power?
him front and center. No, I don't think it would be a power. I think it would just be him, as himself, maybe
Just
running
squish him?
away from. No, I don't know if I would kill him off. I would probably have him running out of the way of an explosion or
You're
something.
no fun, Joe. I
Yeah,
kill
yeah,
all
yeah,
everybody.
yeah. Well, I got to make them happy. I don't know if they want to be killed.
I don't know. My backers are weird. They want to be squished. They're like,
See, you
"Can
got to know your
you?"
fans.
Yeah, and I was like, "Okay, zombified. Amazing."
So to
Yep.
move on to the
Add-on
here we
time.
go, add-ons. So
Ooh,
we got the
chibi
chibi
sticker.
sticker, and I don't know if you can see. I got them
Yeah.
here.
Here, wait, I'll
So
make it big.
okay.
And biggin.
So it's a chibi version of my main
Put it
character.
up, up.
Up, up,
There you
up.
go. Super cool.
So I like doing chibis. I draw them, and they're fun.
I like them. I was trying to convince Gilbert to draw me some chibis. I was
Oh
like,
yeah, you can
"Gilbert!"
always ask me.
Ah!
I've done a lot for many people.
That's
So a
good to
lot of their
know.
campaigns secretly have my chibis as their stickers.
Hey.
I
So what else you
like them
got as
because I can do them
add-ons
fast.
here?
Okay, so now these are digital
Okay,
add-ons. So we got Demon Hunter Raven #1 digital, which so all of these were donated by the guys that
oh,
are in
cool,
in the book.
okay.
So I have permission from everybody to use
Oh, we're
these.
trading injustice. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. So and Black Blossom #1, Trading Justice #1, Red Talon #1. So those are the digitals that
Cool.
you can add on if you want to check them out. You might want to Those are available on starcrosscomics.com store.
Mhm.
So if you get the digital and you go, I like this, I want to get this series, you can go to the website and get the series. Holofoil trading card of the main villain, Hellsmite here. I like doing trading cards.
He's cool looking. I like him.
Yeah, and there's a bio on the back and everything like that. And then this is the digital bundle, which I've just added onto a lot of the tiers. So it is 5.
Yep.
Yeah, I couldn't remember if it was 5 or not. And then a Gun-Ghoul poster, which was donated by Will Callaghan. So that's an exclusive.
Are those limited?
I didn't limit them. No.
Okay.
No.
Usually, I'm always afraid when someone says it was donated by. I'm like, oh, that means there's like 5.
Oh, right. Yeah. No, I should double check that, but I can always make more. But they're big posters. They're like 11 by 17.
Okay.
Yeah. And then there's a poster print package where it's a whole bunch of our posters, which
super
are
cool,
awesome.
man. You could poster your bedroom with.
Yeah. And they're pretty strong posters, nicely printed. So
nice. Very cool.
All right.
I don't know. What do you think? We got 3 minutes. You might as well just push the button.
Right. Yeah. So I'm gonna go. Is it this one?
While you do that,
okay.
I'll find some
I'm gonna
music.
hit the button.
Do it. I will. I'm gonna play the chicken nuggets. Give me a second.
Chicken nuggets.
Chicken nuggets. Chicken nuggets.
Consequences.
That is all your good luck, sir. Launch this thing.
Congratulations. It's live.
Live. Ooh, now I can share it. Look, here we go. Do.
Right.
Here we go, everybody.
Where is the share?
Very exciting. Go get your loot. And then, hey, Matt. What's up, man? Oh, it didn't even generate a link yet.
No, right? I just copied the above address.
Oh, that's true.
That works.
All you got to do is copy until it has the question mark. Everything after that is junk. So here we go.
Okay.
Post. Here you go, everybody. Go hop in there. So excited.
You got
it.
So
who did your video, Joe? Did you do it?
No, I hired. I don't even remember his name, but he's been doing all our videos. I forgot his name actually.
Do you need to send the link to all your co-conspirators?
Yes.
You do that. I'll find something. I'll talk for a minute.
Yeah.
I was like, because I know you want to send that link to everybody now that it's live.
I do. Thank you.
You're welcome. So peeps, I've been working on rebinding the Green Mile, and I just did the cover today, and I can say I'm like 95% happy with it. The pictures on Facebook, let me see if I can pull it and I'll show you guys, but I don't know, you guys got to tell me if you think, what do you think? So I did the HTV work, and it's a little, I wasn't happy with how, I think I measured the border a little bit too big. I think it needs to go a little bit smaller. And the problem is every time you layer, you risk melting things that you've already put onto the book. So all in all, I think it looks all right, but I think I can learn from that. And I just, anytime I use the HTV, the thinner things tend to be not as clean, like the lines that are on the floor underneath the chair. I was like, man, it just didn't turn out exactly the way I wanted, but it's close. So I think all I just need to do is to continue to do more. And then here's the view with the interior bookmark that I put in there, which is I did on the rebind for the trade paperback, but I wasn't happy with it, but I learned how to do it. And now I think I did it pretty well on this one. So I still have the spine and the whatchamacallit in the back to do. So I'll be doing that probably tomorrow. I was supposed to be going to the laser engraver tomorrow, but it went down. So I gotta call the library in the morning and see if I can get in there because I got stuff to laser engrave, man. I got all sorts of wooden stuff and the surprise rewards are super cool. And I gotta get in there, man. I only got like 50 of them. They're not all for the secret reward, but they're super cool. So I got stuff to do. Hey, we got a backer. Who's number 1? Whoop whoop. $20. Get on in there, peeps. Here is the link. Thank you, Pops. I appreciate it, man. Share that link out. If you're watching this, the easiest thing for you to do is just to share this stream on your socials so it gets out to more people and we can get more eyes on this project. That's the goal, to get people in here and to know all the cool stuff that's on this. Because as long as people know it exists, they will come. It's pretty cool. Superheroes. We're a shit ton of superheroes, man. Look at this. It kind of reminds me of The Boys when they were at the bar in episode 1 and they're just all hanging out. And I was like, yeah, this looks like that. I don't think your superheroes get into as much trouble as The Boys.
No, definitely not.
Would you consider this family friendly?
You know, yeah, it's our, yeah, I think so. I mean, you know, I'd say people who will watch like action cartoons, maybe not Invincible level, but like,
yeah,
you know, something like, you know, like a Batman animated series type, you know, where there's dark moments and there's, you know, things that are, you know, more adult themed, but it's not graphic or anything. I mean, there's blood, but it's more like action blood, like someone gets punched, you know, and there's blood out
yeah.
or something.
We're not torturing people.
Right? Yeah. That's those are other books.
You're like, that's not this one. It's a different one.
Exactly. So I am still posting to people. Yeah, but you know, issue 3, I can't wait. I mean, issue 3 is going to focus more on the villains. Little spoiler there. And then issue 4 is just going to be this all-out war, and it's going to come together with this element that's been playing out in the background of issue 1 and 2. There's this character, this young boy, and a lot of people are like, what the heck's up with this character? Why is he even in the story? Well, issue 2 fleshes it out more. Issue 3 and issue 4 is going to come out, and you're going to go, wow, I didn't even see any of that coming. So it's a lot of cool stuff, and it's just going to end really awesome. It's just going to go bigger until it's just so huge, and then it'll come down in kind of a resolution, and it's going to be super cool. So
Yeah.
when you eventually get to read all 4 issues, you're going to be like, oh, I get it now. Like, you can read the whole thing as like, you know, when you're first watching a movie, you know what's going to happen, you know,
right? Unless you're me and I guess it all the time.
Exactly. Yeah. Some people, the person who's always like, I know what's going to happen. It's probably that guy. It's like,
I'm that a-hole that's like, he did it and this is why. And I get up and I walk out of the room. My husband's like, what the hell, man?
Yeah. Exactly. I know. I have friends that do that. I'm like, seriously?
Yeah.
Maybe you're right, but you don't have to say it out loud.
But you won't know that I'm right at this. That's like true. 15 minutes in, when I guess it, I have to say it out loud, or because if I wait to the end and be like, I knew that, no one will believe me.
That's true. And then when the person's wrong, you're like,
I only do it to my husband.
You thought you knew it, huh?
Right. Well, we love to try and like figure stuff out. Like, we went and saw Longlegs. We were trying to figure out exactly what was going on there. Which, by the way, there's been 2 movies. What happened? There was something in Deadpool with March 14th. Yeah. Was it in Deadpool March 14th?
Oh no, a trailer.
There was something in the movie though. They mentioned the date March 14th.
Oh,
And then in Longlegs, everybody was born on the 14th. That's who ended up being a victim. In the, I don't want to say too much
oh,
if people
wow.
haven't seen it. But
Yeah,
my
yeah,
husband's birthday is March 14th. So I was like, I don't know what's going on right now.
yeah.
Like,
Oh,
but this
wow.
is weird. I'm like, thank goodness that you don't fall into the same category as Longlegs
Mine's on the
victims. But
14th also.
yeah.
Yeah.
What month?
January.
Yeah, okay. Oh, you still could have been a Longlegs victim. No, you
Yeah.
couldn't. Um,
Awesome.
yeah, but I was like, this is weird. The second movie in a row, my husband's birthday came up. I was like, weird. That's weird, guys.
Oh, nice. Wow.
Uncomfortable, but yeah. So
Yeah.
I love going to movies and figuring it out and being that person to be like, I told you.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. I learned to kind of suspend my, like, to try to be surprised. Not,
Yeah.
but I used to do that. Yeah, but and we try to advertise for everybody who's in the book who is nice enough to lend us their character for the storyline. And I see it as like it's not only fun, but it's promotion for them too. So if you guys like indie books in general, this is like 30 creators showing them that you love their characters.
Yeah, all those creators need to show up too, though. Where are they?
Mm-hmm.
Joe.
Mm-hmm.
Like, tell them to get to work.
I know.
Campaign is live, guys. What are you doing?
Exactly. I'm hitting them up.
Yeah.
They're all napping.
Atridian Justice. I
Yes.
had what is his first name?
Ralph.
Thank you. I
Ralph.
had him
Yep.
on the Tuesday Morning Brew
Oh,
not too
nice.
long ago when this one went live.
That's awesome.
And are his characters in biblical proportions number 2?
Yes. Yes.
Cool.
Yep. His character's on the cover with that big huge grouping, and he's also in the story.
Nice.
And he'll be in 3 and 4 as well.
Is it the dead one down here? No, I was kidding.
He's over there. He's like he is above see the guy in purple on the right side?
Here he is. I found him.
There.
Yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
There he is, Ralph. That's so cool.
Yeah. People that I know that I did reach out to some creators that I liked their projects, and then they were probably never asked something like that before, so they were a little leery on like, oh, I don't know, I'll have to think on that, and like I'm like, oh no, that's cool. I got so many like I got to know where to stop. So if somebody isn't like 100% in, I don't want to be like pushing it on them, because then like down the line they might like not like it for some reason, which is totally fine. But because so many people were like, yeah, I want to do, so if some I've been asked to have my character in certain people's crossovers or big events and stuff, and I go, cool, yeah, that's awesome. Thank you. Now obviously if they did it really bad or something, I go, oh, I wish I wouldn't have. But if it's looking cool and they want to like advertise and stuff, I'm like, cool, more advertising.
Yeah, that's why that approval process. That's why I was like, I know you have to be showing this to those guys to be like, is this okay? Because that's the last.
And they never asked me, but I did that because I wanted them to say, yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
Or if something was wrong that I missed, or then I'll change it.
Right.
No biggie.
Same thing. Like I'm so close to my characters as I know everybody is. So the last thing I want to be is like, Joe, my character would never say that, or my character would never do that. After it's already in print. Oh my God. So
exactly. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's a it's a big action book, but it has downtime where the characters can talk about, okay, what's going on, because they initially fight each other, because there's this plot line in the first issue where the main character is not really himself. He is someone else masquerading as him. So when the real one actually shows up, all the heroes who come attack him.
Whoops.
But he didn't do any of that. Like, that wasn't him. So he's got to fight. And the other guys who saw it they're on his side, and like, wait, and then everyone just starts fighting. So heroes are fighting heroes, but then eventually they got to say, hey, listen, we got to like stop this. We got to figure out how to stop this. The second issue begins with this ancient flashback that goes way back to ancient times and fleshes some stuff out that's important. And then you go into a little bit right before the first issue to see what happened with why did this guy look like him. And then we catch back up to the slugfest, and then more characters come in, and then they mistake him, and then there's more fighting, and then there's the tavern scene where they regroup and say, okay, what do we need to do? And then more characters come in, and there's more twists where certain characters fall, and it's like, uh-oh, this is really bad. And then how does that going to play out in issue 3? And there's more twists coming, so it's not so linear where you can just go, okay, and then they're going to stop them, and they're going to do this. Things are going to happen that you're going to go, wait, if that happens, there's no story. Wait, what is happening? I didn't even know that was a thing. And it's like, oh, that's why. Oh, that's cool. And there's going to be things you don't see that finish up issue 3 and 4. So it's cool. It's not like your basic, crossover book. It has all these twists and turns that are really cool.
Were you given permission to kill off characters? Or, I mean, like, this is hard when characters have an ongoing story on the side, but yet they're in this group.
Yeah.
But if you're not able to do any harm, then there's no major stakes involved. So were you allowed to kill them off, or is it like alternate dimension? They wake up from a nightmare if they die. Like, how do you deal with that?
I mean, so I won't name the characters' names, but there's characters who seem like they're taken out, like they're possibly dead or dying or unconscious or messed up, and that happens through issue 1 and issue 2. There are characters that are down, out of commission, where you're like, I think they're dead. I don't know. But things are happening. Things are happening that can affect outcomes on more levels.
We're gonna have like an end game where people were like they were snapped out of existence, but there was some way to bring them all back. Dun, dun,
so there's this element that I created in the storyline called there's these things called catastrospheres.
Doesn't sound good.
They are these orbs, and the main bad guy on the cover of issue 2, Hellsmite, he has one of those. Another character called Spirit Monk, he has one too, but people didn't know that's what it was. It's just really his scepter, and it's just part of his character. You didn't know that was one of them. So these things can end whole universes. So a lot of that plays out when they're removed or taken away from either the person who wields them or where they're supposed to remain. Things happen, and you can sever dimensions and open them up, and even drain all the power from that universe and repurpose it. So that is going to play out in issue 3. Issue 1 is just like setting stuff up. Issue 2 is kind of answering all the questions that the heroes must have. Issue 3, it's all going down. And issue 4, it's also it gets like triple. The threat gets even bigger.
That's how it's supposed to go, where it's like introduction, and then you answer questions, and then of course we go into what's the solution, and then everything goes wrong, and then issue 4, it's like you got to fix all the things. So
that's right. And it's hard to give every character something to do, something to say, but there's characters that are doing pivotal moments. They have moments of sacrifice, moments of kind of the equivalent of jumping on the hand grenade, or making the sacrifice to save everyone, or here's the plan, you need to do this, and this, and then if everyone wasn't in place, it's not going to work, but things go wrong, so then you got to come up with, that that failed. Now what's going to happen? Oh, someone might die, and then a bigger threat comes, and it's just going to be really cool. And again, this other element that's in the story, this boy that starts playing out, and you're like, oh, I didn't know what his deal was until now. And towards the end of issue 2, you get some information on that, and you can kind of speculate, okay, I see where this could go. So you'll have to, wait for 3 to see where that goes, and then 4 for the big one. I believe 4 might even be double sized, or if not, a little oversized.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you guys have some work cut out for you.
Yeah.
How do you decide whose characters to rotate through? Like when you were
Yeah.
given permission, and then it's like your cast of characters are changing from issue to issue. You
Yeah.
probably have a main arc, but it's like when you're adding characters and taking out characters, how do you decide who gets like screen time, quote unquote?
Yeah, well, you look at what they do, if the character, does this or has this power or has done this in their book, then it makes you go, oh, so they're familiar with this kind of stuff. Or this character, they've invented something like this. Oh, they could do that again in this story. They're capable of that, or they're really smart, or they can fly, or they are familiar with these kind of threats, or they're really powerful, or they're easy to get along with, or they're not. So they might, screw things up. So it depends on where you plug them for their personality and their power set. But luckily, Evan David, he was able to write the last, issue 2, 3, and 4, and he's really good at that. I mean, he writes the Black Blossom, he writes for Adventures in Odyssey, he writes for different TV properties turned into comic novelizations. So he is excellent at that, and it doesn't waver him at all. He finds it fun. So I'm like, good, you do that, and I'll check it over and make sure it's hitting all the points, because I always had these plot points. So I said, this needs to happen. This, he needs to do this. This person needs to do this. It has to end like this. This person needs to fail at this, or this person, this has to come into play. That they need to meet this person in this other place, and then I want to connect this and that. And so I give him all the ingredients, and then he turns it into the cake or whatever.
To the cake. I love it.
That has to taste good too.
Go cook the cake.
Probably like some cooking show.
Is that where you say, let that man cook? I know it's not the same thing, but it's
where they say,
funny.
here's your ingredients. You got to make something that tastes good out of these ingredients that I gave you. And
you gave him a chopped scenario.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm going to throw in some extra things that don't make sense. Good luck.
Yeah, exactly. Well, again, there's a lot of Starcross characters. Again, there's like 15 creators in Starcross. So,
nuts.
Characters that weren't included were some characters that are in outer space, in the super future, in another universe. That doesn't work because they're not even in the same time zone. Or some characters that take place in the ancient past. But I was able to throw in that ancient flashback and throw in some ancient characters from people who have characters in fantasy worlds.
That's cool.
So I even cameo indie characters from the fantasy past genre. And I'll also throw some of the crime stories in there with some of the things happening behind the scenes. So there's little name drops of things and other drugs and stuff come into play, even though that's not what the story's about. It gets put in because of different things that are going on. So it's kind of cool. Yeah.
Interesting. So your writer friend that had this monumental task, did he have to read all the other, like, is he following canon?
That's a good point. That's a good point. So I read all of them. He didn't, but I verified all of them.
Okay.
He was, I imagine he familiarized himself with a lot of it. But he does his own, he does like 6 different series, and he loves taking on challenging projects. So he jumped at the opportunity to be the one who wrote it. I'm like, good, because I'm getting confused. I know what I want to do, but I'm like, am I pacing this right? Is this going to be like chaos. But yeah, I actually had one writer who was going to write the first issue, and it was just taking him forever. And I said,
Maybe.
it's okay. It's
Yeah.
okay. I'm gonna write it.
Yeah.
I know what's gonna happen. And then, so yeah, luckily Evan decided to take it over, and he was able to make it 4 issues. Because I'm like, yeah, I don't want to string this along forever. I kind of want the things that need to happen. And he's like, I can do it in 4 issues. I'm like, okay, cool. And I think it worked out cool. I think it'll be like, just a thing that people look back on and see like, wow, there's a lot of the characters that I love in this book. So
Yeah. And that's the fun part too, because if they've been following a story, they've been following a couple of the stories, a couple of the projects, and that's always so fun to see characters that are not in the same world interact with each other. Like,
yeah,
what would that look like? And would they be
exactly. Oh,
friendly?
it
Would
was
they
neat.
be hostile? Like, would they
Mhm.
be competing? Like,
Yeah.
how would they act? So it's fun to throw them all into this petri dish and
I mean,
have them
even
fight
things
each
like
other.
characters who never encountered certain elements. Like I have a scene with Gungul in the first issue where he encounters Hellsmite, and he uses his catastrosphere on him, and it disrupts his spiritual frequency and reverts him back into his human host form,
Oh
which
no.
has never, I don't think it's really been done before. So
Yeah.
that was like an element to mess with. And, other characters whose powers are to either teleport or to be able to sever dimensions in their own right, um, with their powers malfunctioning or not, or when they try to tap into those kind of things, there's a disruption because of everything that's happening. So it's cool to be able to explore, like, if there's this event going on
Mm.
that has to do with dimensional breakdowns, and your power is to, say, teleport, or your powers to be able to sever through different dimensions. What does that do to your powers? What does that do? And a lot of them are getting sick.
Oh no.
A lot of them are, when they try to use their power, it's actually worsening things.
No.
So yeah, and there's different groups. There's different groups in different areas. So as waves of characters come in, the first wave attack, second wave, they are with the president, who ended up coming through a portal with one of these other heroes. And that president is actually from one of the characters' books. So he's the only one with a president character. So we use his.
George, I've been streaming since Monday night. I just don't get off. I'm just here all the time. Thanks for coming and seeing us. Yeah. For anybody that's just joining us, we're talking about biblical proportions. We just launched this. Joe is very excited about it. It's a huge crossover project with tons of creators, indie creators. And this is the second issue, so you got to follow along. It's a great time to get in because it's going to be a 4-issue run. So you'll be able to binge read 1 and 2 and get caught up and then find out what's going to happen next. Look at this whole room of superheroes.
Yeah.
Shit's gonna go down. There's lots of cool stuff here, and it's like you have to play Where's Waldo to find your favorite character because they're there.
Exactly.
So,
Yeah, issue
look at all these
3,
indie
I'm
creators.
gonna do a villain cover. And issue 4's cover, I can't even say what's gonna be on.
Yeah, I'm with you. Don't say anything. No spoilers.
Yeah.
Spoilers equals consequences. We don't do we don't do spoilers on this show. I don't know. Consequences.
And it's a good opportunity to check out other people's books that I have available.
Yeah. Especially if you're into one character and like you're reading the story and like, who the heck is this? You might fall in love with that character and need to know more.
Exactly.
That's
We're
cool.
doing a source book series of all our titles. So it'll be like compact, of all your character files, a la Marvel Universe handbook. So
that's cool that
fun.
you have those as add-ons. So like if they're reading and they find Ralph's characters super intriguing, it's like you can go add on digital Atreidian Justice and see if you like it. Give it a test run. So
yeah, he's got what he just issued 2. I think he just finished his campaign for that.
let's go look.
Issue 2.
Give me a second here. I will go look.
And I know he's working on issue 3 and 4, and he's working on a one-shot too that's going to take place in between that, which is going to be awesome. I seen it. It looks great. All his stuff coming up just went to another level. So
Gosh.
everybody's stuff, you know, in Starcross, and I mean everything just goes to the next level. So if you liked that book, the next one's going to be even better, both in art, in production, in just quality, in writing and story. Everything always elevates, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is the one that Ralph and I talked about. Was
Yep.
the number 2?
That is 2, yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Good people on this.
Yeah, his next one's going to look even better, and his next one after that is. But there's a one-shot coming, and then there's his next 3rd issue and 4th. He's got them all written out, and so they're going to get better and better and better.
Super cool. Well, my friend, tell us where we can follow you. I dropped the. Let me see if it's got to be. Come on.
Not working?
But I mean, I did. There's this one. So
Nice.
you can look up Biblical Proportions on Kickstarter.
Yep.
We will drop the links in the live stream, so you can just click there as well. But go on over, give it a gander, see what you like. Don't forget to add on some digital copies of some of the other cool books. And Joe, take it away. Tell us where we can follow you, all your socials.
Yep, you can check us out at starcrosscomics.com. That's where our online store is. You can sign up for the newsletter there on our homepage. That way you can get updated every time something launches. You can go on Facebook, Starcross Comics on Facebook, Joe Spicer on Facebook. And then all our titles have Facebook addresses. So whatever title you're into, you can follow them or the creators as well. Instagram is Starcross Comics, and X is Starcross Comics.
So much good stuff.
Yeah.
I'm so happy you had a chance to come on tonight.
I always forget. I have Starcross Comics on YouTube too, where we do.
Cute.
I do launch shows for people. I interview Starcross people. I am just not as constant as I should be, as consistent. But you know, we put a lot of the videos, like
Cool.
you saw on the
Yeah.
Kickstarter, and I do a lot of interviews with the creators where we just free flow, ask them to talk about themselves, how they got into comics and stuff.
Yeah.
We could end it with the
Love that.
video.
What's that?
We could end it with the video for the people who missed it in the beginning.
Yeah, play it again. I'll make it big.
You could probably do it, right?
Oh yeah, because
You got it.
I'm in the driver's seat, and I totally
got it.
forgot.
Oh, no sound.
Super cool.
The sound.
I love music.
The sound was muted.
Was it?
Yeah, it was.
Damn
you probably
it.
muted yourself and then probably muted the video.
No, I didn't. No, sometimes it's like when you're presenting a web page, it loses connection to the audio, and I'm so sorry because the music is so good too, man.
It kind of goes with it.
Sorry everybody.
Everyone
Sometimes
can
you
go
have to,
play it.
Refresh it.
Yeah, everyone can go play it.
Yeah, seriously, just go play it. It's not that long, and you can hear the cool music yourself. That's the way to go. And of course, it's freezing on me, so it's probably a good time to end the show because I'm not gonna be able to share much anything, anyways. So, but thanks again for coming on. If you guys are here,
just back it already.
Just seriously, just go back it. Help support indie. There's a ton of great indie creators attached to this. Let's make sure this thing gets lots of eyes on it. Thank you so much for coming, everybody. And this was your launch party hosted by Laurie Calcaterra, Joe Spicer. We had a great time. We'll see you again. I don't think
Thank you, Laurie.
streaming again for the rest of the week. Yay.
Oh, nice. You got the time off.
Yay.
Now you can make more products.
Yeah, I got to go make stuff. All right. Thanks, everybody. I got to find something to play us out. How about... Where is it? Here it is. All right. Okay, everybody. Love you. Bye.
Comic Books for Kids provides comic books to kids in hospitals and cancer centers across the U.S. It's a place where we can all work together to make sure every child has a comic book. 100% of all proceeds go towards the kids. It's about making a difference, and while they're in the hospital, allowing them to fly like a superhero, battle dragons, or rescue teddy bears. We are in every state in the country and now support over 160 hospitals.